Y'all know I love Caitlin Clark. I love the WNBA. You know I love Sophie Cunningham. But I got to keep it real. A lot of this is driven by Caitlin Clark's theatrics. She's overly dramatic. She's like LeBron James. And I'm telling you, I've been uncomfortable with her budding friendship and relationship with LeBron James from the get go. I don't want Caitlin Clark to be anything like LeBron James on the court, but she is. If you watch the Fever games, this was a problem last year. It's a tiny bit less of a problem this year. She's a little less demonstrative. But if you watch Caitlin Clark during any of these WNBA games, she has an ongoing all-game conversation, barking at the referees from start to finish of these games, and it is annoying the opposing players. And it is setting a tone and an example with the Indiana Fever that we're victims, we have a chip on our shoulder, we're being picked on. And so last night, when J.C. Sheldon and her, they were pushing back and forth in the first and second quarters. Jay Sheldon accidentally hit Caitlin Clark in the face. It was accidental. Caitlin Clark flopped around and acted like she got stabbed in the eye to make sure she got the whistle and got the penalty or whatever. To me, she overreacted to accidentally getting slapped in the face. Jay Sheldon kind of walked towards Caitlin Clark, probably in a gesture to apologize, say, I'm sorry for slapping you in the face. Caitlin Clark shoves or pushes the Jay Sheldon away, and that's when Marina Mabrey, the guard for the Connecticut Sun, who's not afraid of anybody, walked up on Caitlin Clark and bumped her, and Caitlin Clark, as she is prone to do, flopped to the ground as if she had been tackled by Dick Butkus or Ray Lewis. That's Caitlin Clark. Go back to her days at Iowa when the court got stormed, they got beat, and Caitlin Clark, in my view, ran into a fan and then flopped to the ground and spun around as if she had been shot by a sniper. It was overly dramatic. This is what women do. And Caitlin Clark loves to play up, oh, I'm being abused, oh, I'm being fouled. It sets a tone and it puts a target on her back. The beautiful thing about what happened last night is because this was all mostly blonde Barbies involved. Caitlin Clark, I think the only brunette in this situation. Sophie Cunningham, a blonde Barbie. Jay Sheldon, a blonde Barbie. Marina Mabrey, a blonde Barbie. And Caitlin Clark, the brunette. But because this is all white girls, we can actually have a real discussion and talk about what this is really about. And I'm gonna, people aren't gonna like this commentary, but it's factual. Some of the black women that have a problem with Caitlin Clark in the WNBA have the same problem that some of the white girls have with Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. They think she's a drama queen. They think she's LeBron James. They think she's protected. They think she flops around and loves to play the victim all the time. Are there girls in the WNBA? A lot of them that have a racial problem with Caitlin Clark? Absolutely. But there's a lot of women in the WNBA that have a problem with Caitlin Clark because Caitlin Clark is a drama queen. LeBron James is the drama king in the NBA. He flops around. He tries to draw fouls constantly. He over-exaggerates anytime he's touched. People don't like that. I love Caitlin Clark. No one in the media spends more time watching the WNBA, supporting Caitlin Clark. It's clear as day, as weird as it is, and I'm embarrassed. Like, I got a borderline crush on Sophie Cunningham. And so I'm all on their side, but I got to call balls and strikes here. This team has taken on the personality of Caitlin Clark, the negative personality. There's a lot of positives to Caitlin Clark's personality, but loving to play the victim, not a positive part. That's the LeBron James. That's the pampered, aspect of Caitlin Clark that's being worshipped by too many people. And the Connecticut Sun, Marina Mabrey, J.C. Sheldon, the Connecticut Sun, they wanted to play a physical game with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark played the victim all night. And then there's this other aspect to the WNBA. You're going to like this part if you like my point of view. The other problem is the officiating, the DEI officiating in the WNBA. They don't have the best and brightest officials. What they have is a group of female officials. They've given out all their officiating jobs primarily based on DEI quotas. We want women officials out there. And the problem with women officials are they're not really take charge people. They're not really a voice of authority. These women, particularly Caitlin Clark, are running all over these WNBA officials. Last night, there were 3 referees, all female. Last night, when the fight broke out, or the wrestling, or the pushing and shoving, the hair pulling, the yelling at each other that spilled into the stands, if you listen to the announcer, the color commentator, she was critical of the referees. They wanted, the broadcasters wanted Marina Mabrey tossed in the third quarter. I disagree with that. Caitlin Clark made too much of that bump, but they wanted Marina Mabrey tossed because set the tone, get this game under control. They're probably in tune with there's bad blood between these two teams, set the tone. But when the thing happened in the fourth quarter and it spilled out underneath the basket into the stands, the broadcaster made a very, very important point. There's no refs trying to break this up. Security is. And she made that point very slyly, very cleverly, to point out the refs aren't really in control of this game. They're not interested in taking control of this game. This is a female broadcaster. She didn't say this explicitly, but she was saying it and may not even have known she was saying it. But what she was saying, these 3 women can't control this game and have no interest in it. And when things got a little physical intense, they ran for cover and relied on male security guards to police the situation and break it up. This is a powder keg that they have in the WNBA. It's no different than when the Indiana Pacers years ago put together that team with Steven Jackson and Ron Artest and a couple other guys on that Indiana Pacer team that had the Malice in the Palace. The Bras, like, man, who let all these loose cannons all on the same team? Who allowed this to exist? It was inevitable. Same thing going on in the WNBA. Group of women players, jealous of each other, catty with each other. There's sexual tension. There's everybody's competing to wear the best outfits coming into the arena and who's got the best IG pictures. Everybody jealous about, oh, Angel Reese is making X amount of dollars. Caitlin Clark's making X amount of dollars. There's all this tension in the air, jealousy in the air. That's, let's keep it real here, commonplace among women. Women are the original crabs in the barrel. And if you don't put some real policing, real officiating in that environment, chaos is going to break loose. And it nearly broke loose last night between the Connecticut Sun and the Indiana Fever. The WNBA hasn't stepped in. Look at the stuff we pointed out and shown you this year that Dejanay Carrington, who plays for the Dallas Wings, and they brought her scissoring lover, Nylisa Smith, onto the team. And Dejanay Carrington is one of the dirtiest players in the WNBA. She's yanking girls down by the hair. She's clawing out eyes. She's hard fouling any and everybody. And it's all mostly going unpoliced. That stuff spreads like wildfire. The Connecticut Sun, J.C. Sheldon, Marina Mabrey, It's spreading. Caitlin Clark and the all-game whining and constant conversation with officials. It's spreading like wildfire, and people are paying attention to it. Opposing players are paying attention to it, and it's causing an elevation in tension. This brawl last night, the Barbie brawl, tip of the iceberg of what potentially will and could happen. Someone is going to get hurt. And because people are only paying attention to the highlights, when Caitlin Clark potentially gets hurt, all anyone will have ever seen are the highlights. They won't understand, how did we get here? How did this happen? Did Caitlin Clark play any role in the fact that she's a target? Has Caitlin Clark's behavior introduced a mindset within the Indiana Fever that is potentially poisonous and dangerous? None of that will be addressed because all anyone will react to are the highlights.